Okay, I just watched the Red Table Talk with Tion on there, and after I did that, I went back to my old video when I was talking about Ti checking his daughter Javi, just so I can make sure I check myself and not hypocrite myself. And for the most part, I was still from this to the podcast to anytime we talk about this, I'm still pretty standard. I still think this is hilarious. And I don't think of it as a big deal. I really didn't think it was a big deal, which I feel like I explained in my last video. He was just being an overprotective father. That's it. Now, I did say it was controlling. Now that I look at it, and this is just, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, but now that I look at it, and maybe just because it's the, I had more time to look into it, and I kind of like, it's been like, I thought about it after a couple of days. It's not overprotect. Is it overprotective? Yes. Is it controlling to a point? But at the same time, I do feel like he has trust in his daughter. But he did have a point that I feel like a lot of people are going to gloss over. I said, once you have sex, you're an adult. And then I feel like he's doing this, and I do feel like he is doing this with his sons. He said, once you done have sex, your childhood is over. You're an adult, so you need to know what the fuck you need to do. Now, to a point, I get it because it's like if you're look, a lot of people what you do with your virginity is you, but you just know men and women, your virginity is precious, and what you do with it is your business. All right, but if you are, but having sex with someone, that is a lot of trust and a lot of consent that you put in somebody. That is a big decision in your life. That's why when people ask you about how when you lose your virginity and if you didn't get it taken from you, it's usually a precious moment or an awkward moment. But at least it's with someone you like. With that being said, I feel like a lot of people, and I'm already seeing it, still going to bag on Ti for some reason. If it's not for that, for the whole thing about patriarchal and he went to me. I feel like him going to a Red Table Talk. If y'all think it's a PR stunt or not, is fucking genius because you're talking to three generations of women. I understand Willow wasn't there, and he even said, "I wish Willow was here," and he said, and Jada was like, "No, you don't." But I felt like Jada was the perfect person because I felt like she wasn't. I do feel like when I look at these shows and when I do look at Red Table Talk, which by the way I think is phenomenal. I think Red Table Talk is a really good show. So and yes, I think it's a really good show. I think I like the way Jada came at him. Didn't come and chastise him. You sat him down. You talked to him. You kind of educated him. You gave him points from a woman's view. All right, you didn't bash. She didn't bash him. She didn't berate him. She didn't call him all types of names. She sat there. Here's what you did wrong. Here's what you should have been doing. Maybe you should look at it this way in a calming, womanly, feminine type of voice. I feel like the way other people was going at her, and I'm not gonna lie, Tarana Burke and Michael Eric Dyson, I felt like now I understand Tarana Burke has been Me Too. I mean, she is the founder of Me Too, so I felt like that what she was coming at, it fit her platform, but I do think she was reaching. And I also think that Michael Eric Dyson was reaching a little bit. But I do feel like this as a father, you want to protect yours. You the first thing, and then it's funny because a lot of people tell you before you jump on ours, maybe you should take care of yours. Him making sure this girl's a virgin, I feel like that's taking care of his shit. And yes, he even asked. I said, now there's parts in there where I was like, he's thinking like most men are thinking. Like he say what you want, him being a celebrity, he was thinking majority how other men are thinking. Am I just supposed to be someone that donate my sperm and pay money from here and there? And then again, I love the way Jada and her mother, I can't remember her name, I'm sorry. But Jada and her mother, the way they came at her, I love the way they came at her. They came at her womanly. They came at her motherly. They said, nah, there are some things that a mother should do with their daughter to to walk that path. There are things that you as a man you probably shouldn't go. Probably shouldn't go. Now, if they allow you to go, then go, but probably shouldn't go. Some things that a woman and a mother should really experience is something like that. And I get it. But if you really look at this, T.I.'s very old school. As a man, you're supposed to protect and provide. Now, in this new generation, a lot of people are questioning, like, male roles and gender roles and all that other stuff. But T.I. is old school. As a man, you're supposed to provide and protect. And that's what he's doing. And this is probably I probably want to have this as a talk on my podcast about, the patriarchal, like the problems with the patriarchal society and what is wrong and why do people find it a problem. Because the way I see it, the way T.I. runs his the way he runs his family is very patriarchal. But at the same time, I feel like he's doing the same thing for his kids. He was like as his sons. Because I remember one time I looked at the Vlad interview, he was like, yo, his son's rapping and all that other stuff. And he said, I told my son he can't afford me. It was like, you got to pay for me and all that other stuff. So I feel like he was probably teaching them business the way a man should. And tell you the truth, I know his son, we talked about this a lot. And even I said this. As much as you treat your daughter's virginity, you should have that same attitude when you treat your male son. I'm pretty sure he was thinking the same way, but at the same time, we was never there for. I don't think the episode of when his kid was talking about he was having sex, I don't think they ever they ever showed him and his son having to talk about having sex and all that other stuff. And I think that's what's missing. I feel like the way the media, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like the way the media and a lot of people look at it is he's just some overbearing man that this is my castle, I do what you say and all that other stuff. But I feel like at the same time he's trying to be he's trying to be a father, he's trying to provide, he's trying to make sure his shit is taken care of. So, and also, and this is probably the last thing because I really want to talk about something. Him not having an idea of feminism. A lot of men don't have an idea of feminism. A lot of people think feminism is a bunch of multicolored hair lesbians that just don't like men. That's how a lot of people. Now, anybody that's a feminist, and I understand there's different types of feminism. There's womanism, there's feminism, and all that other stuff. I understand this, but when most of the basic, and this is why I said T.I. had and a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I don't care, but I feel like he has the attitude of a basic male. He was taught to provide and protect, and I'm repeating myself. He's taught to provide and protect, and like the way he think about feminism is how most people think about feminism. A bunch of women that hate men and like think everything's something to put them down. And I don't. Now, as far as patriarchal society goes, I don't believe. Look, this is just me. I don't think black people, as men or women, prosper from this white patriarchal society. No, but I don't think black people have a patriarchal society at all because most people that in the house that pays all the bills are women. That's just me. Now, there are houses where men, they have jobs, they pay for everything, but I think most of the people in the black community is run by women. There is no black patriarchal society. I feel like there is a white patriarchal society, and that's what everybody's really mad at. But the fact that you keep putting black men in that, I feel like it's not fair because we don't have a lot of shit that we own. And unless we like go, and most people talking too fast. There's a lot of shit that black men do not own theirself. Right now, like I said, there's been a black entrepreneur rise, and that is great. A lot of black women are getting their educations. A lot of the black women are getting their bachelors and masters. A lot of men, we're best at working with our hands. We are. That's why most people go to the military. That's why most people get these trade jobs like welding, plumbing, carpentry, and all that other stuff. I'm not saying women can't do it, but I'm saying these are mostly jobs that men tend to go to. Jobs that provide, protect, and build. These are just common men, so we're good in our hands. And, Women are good at nurturing. They're good at really sitting down and, um, you know, I'm not saying obedient, but they're like the jobs like the telemarketers and all the accountants and all the other stuff, the secretary. You see, those are mostly women, and and it's kind of been backed up by facts. It's sort of been backed up by women. So I think women value more, especially black women. I think black women value education more than black men. And I think we know we need to get an education, but we're not just going. But there are a lot of scholarships for women than there are for men. So, and I'm going to make sure I'm right about that. So I'm going to fact check that right after. Because I do believe there are more scholarships for women, especially black women, than there are for men. Because, like I said, black women are going to school. They're getting these colleges. And now, look, and I applaud black women for doing this, but, you know, they're the ones getting the job. They're like working 2 jobs, going to school and all that other shit. And, getting all these loans and scholarships and grants and all that other stuff. And I don't see a lot of scholarships for black men unless you are really, really fucking smart. And that's like the 10%? So what's happening with the other 90? Now, like I said, I'm gonna really, really look at this. If you're not playing ball or, in the jungle. But more of the story. So let me bottom line this, as Stoker would say. I applaud T.I. for going on that show. I applaud for admitting that I don't know everything about a woman's body and all that other stuff. I was learning as I was going. But I am still, and it's also the moral of the story, yes, being a father is fucking hard. Being a parent is fucking hard. There is no book. I know there are relationship books, but I tell you this, sometimes life is the best motherfucking teacher. Sometimes you're not going to learn things from the book. Sometimes things in a book that they teach you stuff, it's not going to work for a specific type of kid. You got to learn things on the fly. Sometimes you got to know how your own kid do. And I feel like they even, like he said, my daughter said, yo, just chill. Don't talk about this. He's like, he wanted to, but his chill was like, nah, just chill. And all that stuff. If you don't think them two has had that conversation, you are bugging. So, with that being said, let me know what y'all think. Because I know I was everywhere. So I tried to like really bring it all together. So let me know what y'all think. If y'all watched the Red Table Talk, what did y'all take out of it? I would really like to hear you guys' opinions on that in the comment section. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.